When creating video content like what I do here, one of the major things is being able to capture video game software to be able to edit it on my computer. Now, 1080p, really simple to capture and do, but 4K, you need a little bit more of a workhorse behind you to be able to do that. That's where the team over at Kuhaimi have sent us their 4K HD video capture device, and we're gonna check and see exactly how this works, how it sounds, how it performs basically to be able to capture and record 4K content. Now, yes, I do have my Nintendo Switch back here, but we are able to upscale it to 4K thanks to the team over at PhotoFast. So we're gonna go ahead, take this out of the box, see how it comes out of the box, see what it takes to get set up with our OBS studio, and see how the footage looks. Let's get started. So here we have the Kuhaimi 4K HD capture device. Every professional streamer needs a Kuhaimi, according to their tagline that they have down here. Kuhaimi do help better live streaming. HDMI input and loop out support up to 4K 60 Hz, 4x4x4. Record and preview up to 4K 30 Hz or 1080p 120 Hz. Video capture format includes YUY2, RGB32, and V12. Support Android mobile phone capture, recording, and streaming. Supports third-party software compatible with UVC and UAC protocols such as OBS and other live streaming platforms. Gives you your DEMS and everything. For your recommended hardware and everything, it does recommend a Core i5, 8G or better, notebooks, Core i7, which is what I have, graphics, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 8G or above, RAM 8 gigs. Okay, 8G is 8 gigs. Why did they shorten that? That's weird. And then this does use USB 3.0, which is nice. USB 3.1 or USB 3.2. So nice that it is not relying on USB 2.0. That should allow much better throughput for data. It is nicely shrink wrapped. I do want to thank them for reaching out to us and asking us if we wanted to take a look at this. Definitely something that if you're looking to stream, I mean, most of the times 1080p is going to be just fine, but like if we're reviewing a 4K device, we need a 4K capture card, or a capture device. Sorry, Adam Korlick, this is not a capture card, it's a capture device. Capture cards get installed inside of your computer. I like the look at this. Look at this. That's actually really sharp looking. So you have USB Type-C there, you have your monitor output and a microphone input there too. Looks like a vent for cooling, same there. And then you have your HDMI in and out. Now, you have no onboard recording on this, so that is important to note. Everything on this does have to be recorded to a PC. Accessory-wise, what do we have here? Looks like we have a USB A to C cable, braided. Pretty nice looking cable here. And then just a quick look inside the manual. Features HDMI input and loop out for pretty much what we just went through on the back. Third-party software, they do call it OBS, Pot Player, VLC, Skype, Zoom, Adobe Flash Media Live Encoder, vMix, XSplit, Wirecast, and other live streaming software. Supports microphone and line output. Support firmware upgrade to better improve compatibility. Walks you through the specs needed and whatnot. Do they have a recommended setup for OBS? OBS settings, yes they do. Let's take a closer look. Let's see, open OBS source, walks you through that. If preview resolution only shows 1080 by 720 highest, it means that the capture box is not connected correctly. Please check before use whether USB 3.0 cable is the original cable. You're using a 3.0 interface, must connect to the back port of a USB interface if using a PC. For sound settings, you do need to go ahead and set it to a custom sound device, it looks like. Okay. And then walks you through the output settings on here too. So let's go ahead, we'll get this configured with our computer and see how this actually provides quality-wise for our capture. So we're going to start off with one of my favorite games that just looks fantastic, I think, and that is F1 2022, and this is now available on Xbox Game Pass. I have just recently downloaded it. This is the F2 version of the game, and basically F2 is a step down below F1. So we are here at Azerbaijan, and whoa, completely missed the line there and killed my straightaway speed, but we are going on our qualifying lap here. We have the Ultra Softs. Those are the purple tires on the car. We have DRS is now open. That's the drag reduction surface, which allows you to open up a flap on the rear wing. And overall, I mean, nice line there through. Oh, a little wide. Hits the wall there. Looking around as much as I can while focusing on driving. This is a decent line through there. This is actually looking pretty good here. Now, I'm looking at the pass-through, obviously. We'll go through and see how things edit and whatnot. Now, one thing of note, like I mentioned, is they do recommend a Core i5 at the very minimum. On my Republic of Gamers Core this has a Core i7, and it does also have, oof, way too wide. It does also have a dedicated video card on it too. But overall, this is not handling this job too poorly at all right now. Just looking through the back wing there real quick. Around the right-hander. This next part is really, really tough. Getting off the brakes, getting yourself set up to go up through this climb. Good line through there, off the right-hander. Not too bad. Overall, like, I'm not feeling any additional lag or delay on the pass-through as I'm playing. And looking at my monitor, and when I say monitor, I mean the screen on my laptop, kind of looking over every once in a while on the straightaway here, hard on the binders. Everything is looking good coming through there as well. So far, so good. I'm really happy with this. Now, this is something that I have done some previous recordings with 1080p, and it's worked wonderfully. This is really the first time I've pushed it through its capabilities for 4K, and I gotta say it's working pretty well. Now, you will also have a larger file size with 4K, so that is something to be aware of too. Getting ready to complete our qualifying lap. They were doing 2-minute flats. We did 1:56.1. I will take that. Let's move on to our next title. So I'm of the opinion Han did not shoot first. He did not shoot second. Han is the only one who shot. Let's take a look here at Lego Star Wars. Again, this just recently popped up on Game Pass. And again, this is looking really good. Now, the Lego Star Wars games, or just any of the Lego games, not the most graphically intensive, but you've got things like the black levels that look really, really good on here. I'm liking how that's looking. And again, on the pass-through, I'm not noticing any major lag or latency or delay. So that's a good thing, too, that this is something that you can play on a monitor or TV or something while you're recording through your computer. Now, you don't want to play and record through your computer. You're going to have way too much lag and delay. Oh, we got a probe droid there. Got to shoot him down. Shoot, he saw me. Well, go ahead and take him out. Make sure the Empire doesn't know that we're here. Let's jump in the snow speeder. What can we do here? So you have to keep in mind, too, what I'm seeing here is actually better than what you're seeing on your end, because what you're seeing has to be captured and then rendered and then uploaded and YouTube compression and all that. So the raw footage I'm seeing looks a lot better than what you'll see, but it's good to know that this is actually doing a really good job at capturing 4K. Now, the wonderful thing here, too, is the price. I mean, you're looking under $130 to be able to capture 4K. And that, whoa, hang on there, Han. This is really a full, capable capture device.
Wasn't my stomach, by the way.
All right, we've got everything figured out here with this puzzle. We're going to slide on down, hop back on that Tauntaun, and get to another game. Legit one of my favorite games for any platformers. We've now moved over to the PlayStation 5. This is Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart, and man, this looks great. Now, the PS5 does create its own challenges as we're capturing. We're going to skip through as many of the cinematics as we can. Sony, for some reason, makes it really hard to record off of their systems. They want you to stream straight from their platforms.
Come on. It looks like Nefarious landed somewhere near the train station. Go.
As such, I've had issues, and this is on the PS5 side. This has nothing to do with the Kuhaimi capture device, where, I haven't gotten video pass through at 1080p through to my monitor. I'm actually playing on my 4K TV. Where before what I was doing is I was going from the capture device, from the output into my HDMI splitter, and then from there into my TV and my monitor. Well, with this, and that's one of the reasons too why I'm also just, you know, having the video here. 4K is a resource hog, so I didn't want to have my camera going on while I was playing any of this. But it took me a while to go ahead and get this configured properly to play and record, capture audio, and then be able to still, you know, see on my monitor at 1080p, even though it's outputting 4K. But man, look at the detail in Ratchet's fur, in his ears and everything. You know, this is such a beautiful game. This, to me, is a system seller. This felt next-gen to me. Snipe you right... Oh, he missed right over his shoulder. Got you there. Got you there. Headshots for the win. Yeah, this is just not just a fun game. It's a beautiful game. It's a great story. So much fun. And this is doing an amazing job recording everything that we're doing here. All right, we are going to finish off the PlayStation 5 with Crash Bandicoot. It's about time. And again, this is a really pretty game. I have to admit, I have not played this nearly as much as I should. This is as far as I've gotten in the game, so those of you who are familiar with it kind of know I'm kind of sucking here. I love the fact that it has like all the same sound effects and elements as the original games, and just they gave it a really nice polish. Oh, that had an explosive to it. Load up, sir! I didn't realize that to begin with. Through to the checkpoint. I mean, again, overall, this is looking and sounding exactly as it should. I'm very happy with the performance here. Now, one thing that a lot of people have asked about, because I did post a YouTube short about this capture device, is will it work with the PlayStation 3, since that is pretty challenging sometimes with certain capture cards because of the HDCP issues. Well, let's go ahead, let's fire up the PS3 and see what it does for us. We are going to go to downtown Springfield here with the Simpsons Arcade. Now, this is one of the things where I've just got the demo, and I wish that I could go ahead and actually buy it on the PlayStation Network again, but it's just not available. I do thankfully have now the Arcade 1-Up Simpsons Arcade, and I need to spend some more time with it because it's so much fun. But there is no... So what I've done in the past for the PlayStation 3 to be able to capture footage is I go from the PS3 into my HDMI switcher into actually an HDMI splitter. Oh, get off of him! That then goes ahead and strips out HDCP. And for those who aren't familiar with that it's basically a copy protection that DVD manufacturers really kind of came up with. And so with the PS3... that can have some issues with capturing footage, but as you can see here, it is recording just fine, looking good, sounding good on the pass-through. Very happy with this overall performance, and nothing additional that I needed to add here. We're going to finish things off with a game that I didn't even realize that I had on the PS3. In fact, I've got the trilogy on the PS3, and I didn't know it. We're going to finish off with Spyro. And I have to admit, I just recently bought this for the PlayStation 4, the compilation. I've never played this. I know my oldest daughter, Cassie, loves the Spyro games. I've just never gotten into it. And part of the reason for me, if you look at these graphics, not aged well. Also, it's just weird going through and playing these with only a D-pad and not, you know, 2 analog sticks where you can change the camera view with the right stick. That's a bit of a challenge on older games such as this. But yeah, just like with The Simpsons, this looks really, really good. I just don't like the fact that I can't use the right stick to change the camera angle. It's hurting. It's going back to something like this when you're used to modern controls, definitely a challenge. So what do I overall think of the Kuhaimi 4K capture device? Well, first and foremost, I do like the size. The size is really, really nice. It's small, it's compact, it's lightweight. I do like the fact that it has the red LEDs that shine up on it when it is powered on. I wish they were a different color when you were recording, however. That is something I do kind of wish would be different. It works just fine with the PS3, so no issues there with the HDCP or anything along those lines. And it does record through USB-C and USB 3.0, which I really do appreciate. I know, the other 4K capture device I had tested several months back used USB A to A, I think it was. I've actually since returned that unit, and I'm glad to have this in the collection now for me to go ahead and use and utilize. And like I've mentioned in some other videos and whatnot, you've actually already seen footage from this. I've used this for probably about 2 months now before doing this review, and overall I am very, very happy with it. Overall, very happy with the Kuhaimi 4K capture device here. Like I just mentioned too, it just works. That's one of the wonderful things about it. It's small, it's compact, it's easy to take with you if you do need to travel and be able to record content as you're on the go. Now, if you do want to pick one of these up, I will have a link down below in a pinned comment where you can go ahead and check it out. This thing is really awesome. And if you want to check out some of the other tips and tricks, how we've set up our game room, how we've recorded equipment, and more, go ahead. I will have a link for you in the upper corner here where you can go ahead and check out another video you may like as well.